Well, I started at TTI at this location back in 1969, and that was the same year that they landed on the moon, so it's vivid in my memory. As we were driving in, they were landing on the moon. My position back then was just a specialist, instrumentation specialist, where it helped develop the instruments and gadgets that measure what they do out here. What we did back then was mostly crash testing. So we'd have to build our own equipment, and that was interesting because that was before the integrated circuits, before computers, before any of the modern stuff that we have today. So we had to get out resistors and capacitors and transistors and build all the instruments that we had to get this data that only lasts about 3 seconds. Crash test is quick. So we had to acquire a lot of data in a little bit of time with a little bit of instrumentation that we had to come up with.
It's interesting you talk about the Apollo moon landing because they didn't have all that much technology to work with either. It was that long ago. Talk about how technology has evolved in the specific area that you've worked in.
Technology out here has evolved quite a bit since 1969. Back then, we didn't have the onboard high-speed digital recorders. What we had was a piece of cable coming out the back of a crash vehicle, strung out about 1,000 feet to a trailer, to a small RV trailer out there that had a tape recorder going inside of it. So the test vehicle would get up to speed, crash into whatever we're testing, and then here comes the cable. Tick, 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 tick. A whole bunch of cable piles up under the vehicle, but it was still connected, so we got what we wanted. We got the data.
What were you looking to accomplish? What was the end product of all that work?
Ever since then, we've always worked under federal requirements for the crash test. And there's requirements for deceleration, how much you can hit the windshield at, basically, how much the vehicle can spin if it doesn't roll over. So we had to have instruments inside the vehicle to give us the values, and those values had to be less than what would severely injure or kill someone during the crash test.